Hello beautiful soul, welcome to my channel, Butterfly Intuition with me, Christina Marie. Pluto went into retrograde on May 4th, 2025 and will remain in retrograde until October 13th, 2025. This Pluto in retrograde period is going to bring to light confronting the shadows, on what shadows need to be confronted, what things need to be let go of, healed, released, in order for you to completely transform yourself and become the person that you truly see yourself being, and allow that person inside of you to finally rise from the ashes, rise like the phoenix, and become the main character in your story. So this is a collective reading, so I want you to sit back, relax, close your eyes if you feel guided to, and just let the messages come forth as they're supposed to, as spirit intends. Just take what speaks directly to your soul and release what doesn't. So the planet Pluto is about transformation, renewal, destruction, rebirth, death, cycles, black magic, struggle, power, taboos, and obsession. So the energy that Pluto in retrograde is bringing is the Death card. So the Death card is linked to the zodiac sign Scorpio, so that could be a specific message if you are Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. Scorpio is water energy. Water signs are about feelings, emotions. The animal associated with Scorpio is the scorpion. So when you are on the defense, you want to sting, you want to attack. But confronting the shadows is about putting your stinger down. It's about confronting the shadows with love, light, and grace, and not with defense mechanisms that are going to either bring harm to yourself or potentially harm others through actions and words. So I'm just looking for the Death card in my Crow Tarot deck. So here's the Death card right here. So in order for you to go through this confronting the shadows and rebirth, you have to be the cycle breaker, the curse ender, the one that your ancestors prayed for. That is essentially what this Pluto in retrograde is going to bring you. So with death comes rebirth, and with rebirth comes transformation. So what does transformation look like for you? It is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords represents bringing with you only what you need. Angel number 7 is divine wisdom. Swords is air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. When Pluto went into retrograde, it was in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is an air sign. It is about the future, mental expansion, edgy, unique, eccentric, independence, diverse, humanitarian, and idealistic. So this retrograde period is going to make you really see what life would be like if you could only take with you what you need and only who and what serves you. So checking your social media, this is where you really got to look at who you follow, who follows you, who you interact with, who you don't interact with. Is your social media private? Is it public? Do you want to have people follow you? Maybe it's like people that are in your social circle, maybe people that you work with. Are the vibes that you're getting with people, are they vibing with you? So a lot of you may find doing a social media dump, unfollowing people, removing followers if you feel called to, blocking people, restricting people, whatever you feel called to do. Your social media should be your safety zone for you to post freely and openly, and only have people around you who are for you. And the thing with social media, because I have a public page through this Butterfly Intuition, but I do have a personal page for me, Christina, the individual, and it's private. I used to keep it public, but I found keeping it private is something I choose. And I occasionally will go through the social media dump. I will unfollow people that I just don't talk to. I'll remove them as followers, because I just find that why should I have people seeing what I'm posting, seeing what I'm doing, when they never, ever interact with me? They never do anything. And so taking with you only what you need means only bringing with you the people, the situations, the thoughts, the patterns, the behaviors that are for you. And that is something you are going to learn during this retrograde period, because with transformation brings renewal. And renewal is the Ace of Wands. The confidence to go on this solo journey. The confidence to take leadership. Follow your passion. So what I feel is that if you are unhappy in a situation, a relationship, a job, you may find that you will be switching jobs and finding something new. So in the background of the Ace of Wands card is a city skyline that resembles New York City. So this could be very specific if you live in like New York or New Jersey, and maybe your dream has always been working in New York City, or maybe you're going to be leaving New York City and going somewhere else. I'm also hearing Miami. Miami could be something, New Orleans, Houston is coming through. But this Ace of Wands is going to deepen your feelings. You're gonna connect to what just is the call to your soul. So when it comes to confronting the shadows, you have to confront what you're unhappy about. Who makes you unhappy? What makes you unhappy? And what you can go about to change it. And that's where your deep feelings come in. And that's why the Death card is coming through as the energy for Pluto in retrograde, because Scorpio, feel the feelings, express the emotions. This is the perfect time to start journaling. Really just gaining a sense of your of just your feelings and what you want out of life, because when you're able to confront your shadows, you're able to pinpoint your desires, because sometimes you have to get to what you don't want before you can figure out what you do want. And transformation and renewal does come with a price, because in order for you to transform and renew yourself, you have to let go of what no longer serves you. And that, like I always say, is people, it's situations, it's thought processes, beliefs, patterns. Anything old has to fall away. And that brings us into destruction. And the destruction is the Tower. So a Tower moment is definitely going to happen. And there's probably going to be Tower moments for a lot of you. It doesn't have to be a huge Tower moment where you have a big upheaval in your life. I mean, it could be. But sometimes Tower moments come in little small increments, because when you know how to deal with Tower moments, when you don't run away from the shadows and you confront them by going towards them, they become little Tower moments, because Tower moments help chip away and make what doesn't serve you fall away. So the destruction is something is going to end. There's an ending that's going to happen during Pluto in retrograde. And this is going to pave the way for a fresh start. Number 10. Angel number 10 is a new cycle. So you have a fresh new start coming. So whatever is ending, that you know is ending, that you know is not for you, it's the first thing that you're thinking of. Let it fall away. You don't want to be there. You don't want it. Why are you fighting so hard to keep something that you know is not for you? Sometimes it's very hard to let go, because you have an emotional attachment to it. Even, especially if it's a relationship or like a job or a situation, let it fall away. Let the universe show you that there's something better. And if you can do that, we then have the rebirth. Okay? So the rebirth is represented by the Eight of Swords. And this is where you unbound yourself from fear. When you realize that you are not stuck, nobody is keeping you there. The only thing that was keeping you there was the fear, because you were afraid to confront your shadows. But now you are not afraid. You are ready to rise above the ashes. You are ready to rise like the phoenix. And you will notice the signs. 24 equals a 6. So you are going to notice the signs. You're going to trust the red flags. You're going to understand, like, okay, this is happening because I've always felt this and I've always shied away from confronting the shadows. And this actually is like resonating with me because I had something happen to me today at work. And I now understand why it happened, because this little thing that happened at work that I handled a lot more maturely than I would have in the past happened to show me that I've always been spot on about this, but I've always ignored it and given people the benefit of the doubt. But I'm now seeing people's true colors because I'm noticing the signs. I'm trusting the red flags. I'm trusting my gut instinct. And with rebirth comes death. So the ending comes. And the ending brings the Eight of Cups. It brings evolution, evolving, overcoming the obstacles, removing the blocks, healing the conflicts, healing the challenges, purging, releasing, getting in touch with your feelings. This is water energy, so this is specific if you're Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is telling you that you have the ability to overcome your emotions. And when you're able to do that, that is when success is yours with number 8. Angel number 8 is the forever number, but it's the number of money. It's number of abundance. So if this is a job that you're leaving, this is a new career path opening up for you, because you're walking away from what has bound you. You have been bound in fear by this situation, this job, this person, this relationship, whatever it is. You have been held back so long. And these people, this person, they're going to continue to hold you back because they don't want you to move forward. You know why? Because if you move forward, you're going to leave them in the dust, because they don't have what it takes to get to where you are. And that's why when we ascend and we evolve and we heal, sometimes the people who we thought would be there with us forever don't come. Because if they can't measure up and get on your level, you don't need to dim your light to fit in. So, with death brings cycles. And cycles is telling you, with the Two of Swords, it's time to take the blindfold off. It's time to make a decision. It's time to not be stalemate. It's time to not be procrastinating, being afraid to take that step forward. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Don't be afraid to tell the universe, I don't want this anymore. I know this situation. I know this relationship. I know these people are not for me. How can I break this cycle? Because you are starting to see that there's a hidden agenda. There's too many red flags. There's too many signs that point towards not for you, not for you, not for you. But it's almost like you're in a trance sometimes. Like I'm hearing so many second chances. You've given this situation, this person, so many chances to make it right. And they keep failing you. They keep disappointing you. And in the end, you get disappointed with yourself, because you know that all these second chances are just not going to help you at all. So we have black magic. So here's the thing. Maybe you've done like spell work. Maybe you've done like protection spell work, cut cords, like new moon, like rituals, full moon rituals. Nothing is working. So let's see why. We have the Emperor. So the Emperor represents the divine masculine. So you have been having, the reason that this, whatever you're putting out to the universe, to cut the cord from this, to make you walk away from the situation, is because you're doing it from a hard place. You're doing it from the masculine side of your energy, which is the stoic, rigid energy that has been protecting you, and you may not realize that you have been doing it. So you need to get from the Emperor, you have to get into the Empress energy. The Empress is the divine feminine, and the divine feminine energy is what you need to really just get you to be in this place of rebirth, transformation, new beginning. So you want to go from being in the masculine energy. Masculine is the harder side, it's the more career-based side, physical side, where if you get into the Empress energy is telling you to get into your softer side. This is more of the spiritual side. And I think getting into the spiritual side is what you need, because here's the Empress card right here. It's time to fly. It's time to let the light shine, and it's time for you to really commit to rebirth, transformation, renewal, and acknowledging the fact that when you become the Empress, you find your way home, and you find a new home. You find a new job, a new love partner, a new everything. Everything new comes in for you. And when you're able to do that, you're going to see that everything that you struggled with made you be the Queen of Swords, where you were very guarded, you were very rigid, you were very protective of yourself, and you allowed that wall to come down. Because by struggling and now confronting the shadows, you are learning to trust, and even you may be learning to trust again for the first time, for the second time, for the fourth time, for the 100th time, for the 1,000,000th time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you have to repeat the cycle. This time during Pluto in retrograde, you are going to overcome it, because you're going to take your power back, and your power back starts with the Page of Pentacles. This is messages. Listening to the messages, the little signs, the little nudges that Spirit gives you. And when you listen to this message, you keep your power back, because you open your heart, and then you listen to your heart. You let your heart lead the way. You let your intuition lead the way. And anything that is taboos, that's represented by the devils, any temptation to go back to the old, you're going to hesitate, because you're going to think it through, and you're going to be like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go back to the old ways, the old routine, the old people, the old job. I don't want to be here anymore, because you then get into the energy of obsession, and the obsession of having this Two of Cups, this happily ever after, this relationship. Everything that you desire then seems too far away, and you then have to heal money issues all over again, and you don't want to do that. So by confronting the shadows, you confront that part of you that has always been there, that part of you that has been dying to come out, to come up to the surface for you to feel, to express, to heal, to release, and to let go. So you can just feel it. So I want you to think back to a time in your life, doesn't matter what age it was, where you were full of life, full of faith, full of belief, full of happiness, and full of hope that your life could go any way that it wanted. And I know for me, that age was about 23 years old. I was at the top of my game, the top of my vibration, and that was when I made the decision to move from New Jersey to California. And even though I don't regret coming out here, there was a lot of things that went not the way I wanted them to. I kind of went in a very different direction than I thought, but the direction I went into was the most wonderful experience that I've ever had, because I healed so much. I healed family patterns, I healed trauma, I broke patterns, and I'm feeling like her again. Now I'm 47, but my 23-year-old self is telling me you can feel like this again. So that's the energy that I'm feeling, that I can start over. And it's never too late to start over. Here I am, I'm going to be 48 in about 2 months, and I don't feel like I'm getting to the halfway point of my life. In 2 years I'll be 50, and I embrace it. I don't look it, I don't feel it, and I'm the most happiest that I've been in a long time. And you can get there too. So just know, by confronting the shadows is something that's needed for this Pluto and retrograde period. I do offer shadow guidance readings. You can book that with me. I make a custom spread for everyone who books it, based on what you are wanting shadow guidance on and what you're needing assistance on. So you can go to butterflyintuition.com or my Etsy shop. The information is in the description box below. I would be happy to work with you. If you buy it on my website, butterflyintuition.com, if you use code WELCOME10, so it's the word welcome, WELCOME10, you can get 10% off your first order. So that's for all new customers on butterflyintuition.com. So I do hope that this reading has brought you clarity, guidance, insight, brought you the answers you were seeking. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that follow button and the notification so you can be notified when new content is posted on my channel. I'm at about 924 subscribers as I'm recording this, and when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. So make sure that you're following me here. Go on my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Follow me there as well, because I will be doing giveaways. Once I reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to give everyone on my social media platforms a chance to win a reading. Okay? So have a beautiful rest of your day, night, or afternoon, and I will talk to you very soon.